Under normal circumstances, now this would be a terrible burden on the CBP and our country, but with a pandemic raging, this is becoming a nightmare. Border agents are getting sick, which puts a strain on manpower. On top of that, their capacity to hold unaccompanied minors has been severely limited due to the social distancing rules with coronavirus. So why is this happening? What are they getting ready for? Since March, border agents have been allowed to quickly expel illegals, including minors, back to their countries of origin to help limit the spread of COVID. You would think that makes sense, right? But that ended in November when Open Borders activists got Judge Emmett Sullivan, a Clinton appointee, remember him from the Michael Flynn case, to block that very reasonable policy. Yes, the same Sullivan who, of course, has been nagging us on so many cases. But is that the only reason illegal immigration is up? Now, some of these folks started coming before Sullivan's ruling, so what else could have contributed?
Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. There's going to be no deportations in the first 100 days of my campaign.
Let me get that right. You are going to freeze deportations?
Freeze deportations.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Joining me now is Acting CBP Commissioner Mark Morgan. Commissioner Morgan, this is not surprising to those of us who have focused on and covered and been down to the border. There's a lot of carrots being dangled.
You know, Laura, that's absolutely right. Look, we anticipated both what's happening. Both from, COVID-19 worsening economic conditions, not just in Central America, but really the Western Hemisphere, Laura. We know what's the driving factor behind illegal immigration: economics, not lawful asylum claims. And so we saw the numbers, as you said, steadily going up. But here's what we're seeing now. And your listeners need to understand that this is unequivocally what's happening, is that there is now a belief, a presumption, whatever adjective you want to use, that with a new administration coming in, if that happens, is that our borders are going to be wide open. You just showed clips, and that's only a smidgen of what the new administration policy is going to be. Stop deportations. They're going to stop the migrant protection protocols that remain in Mexico that ended catch and release. Another quick stat is in 2019, CBP alone, we released 230,000 illegal aliens into this country. Because of this administration networks of policies, last year that was under 1,000. What is now being said by the critics and by potential new administration, they're going to undo all that, and that is what's driving this new wave of illegal immigration.
Well, New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, she is actually citing this problem at the border and the pandemic raging. She's throwing this all together as one issue, but she thinks it requires that we do lockdowns. Watch.
With this virus out of control in the country, what happens in Texas, what happens in Arizona, what happens at the border, happens in New Mexico. This is the problem. Without having a federal framework to actively combat this pandemic, states are in this roller coaster mode, and it is untenable.
So you're going to have a lockdown in the United States, but an open border to our south. How does that make any sense?
Laura, does it? And you said it in your opening. I mean, come on. It just defies common sense. So just like Judge Sullivan's order, it's a dangerous order. It defies common sense. Think about this. These individuals, including the unaccompanied minors, they're traveling through impacted COVID areas. They're shoved in stash houses for days and weeks, overcrowded, unsanitary, and